Good evening. Good evening, Arvind. So let's start. So today, we are going to discuss about exercise of Vyayama. Okay, so these are sessions which happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And I was surprised to know that I think this is the 21st week. So we are already 5 months into this. So let's see how many more months we can do this. Okay, so exercise in Ayurveda. What does Ayurveda say about exercise? All of us know that we are supposed to do exercises on a daily basis. Okay, from being hunters and gatherers, in those days, maybe thousands and thousands of years back, we have evolved into a social animal, and that's where a lot of diseases have started coming. So exercise is one way in which we can prevent a lot of things. So let's see what Ayurveda says about exercise. And for me, this references the talk which I'm going to give you today is mainly from Ashtanga Hridaya, okay, written by Dinacharya. Second chapter from the Dinacharya chapter. Okay, in Ayurveda, exercise is called Vyayama. Okay, it's explained in Dinacharya chapter in Ashtanga Hridaya. That is the second chapter. The moment they start, what all things you have to do once you get up in the morning. Okay, so it is a part of everybody's daily routine. Okay, in those days, as I said, when we were gatherers and hunters, we were always running. And, the reason why we were running is like just any other animal run. One thing is that we were running to either get food or we were running so that we don't become somebody else's food, There are a lot of wild animals that could eat us. So we could eat something, that's why we run, or we have to run because, something else might eat us. So let us get into depth. So when you do exercise, what happens? So Laghavam karma samarthyam deeptognir medasa kshayam vibhakta ghanagatratvam vyayamat ubajayate. Okay, that's the shloka from Ashtanga Hridaya, which seems Laghavam, the body becomes light. Karma samarthyam, this is a very, 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 very important meaning with a lot of depth. Okay, karma samarthyam. Karma is the activity which you daily do. Samarthyam is the excellence. Okay, so in the sense, for me or for somebody who is actually sitting and working, okay, and working on the computer, always typing on the computer, looking down like that, he has always got a chance of getting neck pain, okay, and other things. So that his karma is basically, sitting on the computer. But for somebody, say for example, Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar, their karma is playing cricket. Okay, Roger Federer, his karma is playing tennis. So the kind of exercise which Roger Federer does is different from the kind of exercise which I do, and is a different kind of exercise which Sachin Tendulkar has to do. Okay, that is very, very important for you to understand. So for you to excel in the karma, what you are doing, the kind of exercise which you do has to be different, is what Ayurveda says. So much of depth in that one word, karma samarthyam. Okay. Then Agni Dipti. You start doing exercises, your digestive fire will actually go up. You will be able to digest better. Meda Meda is fat. You will lose bad fat. Okay, fat, you need fat in the body. You have got visceral fat and you have got superficial. You need fat for the normal functioning. but excessive fat is lost when you do exercise. Vibhakta Gatra. Vibhakta Gatra is, it is structured body. You'll see all the muscles, you'll see six pack. You'll see, the body is well structured. You need not be six pack. Okay, that's just a joke. Your body is well structured and formed. Ghanagatra. Ghanagatra, it does not mean it is heavy. It means it is extremely strong. All these things are achieved when you do exercise on a regular basis. Now, okay, how to do exercise or when to do, what to do. So in Vasanta or spring and cold seasons, okay, Ardha Shaktya Nishe Vastu. Use only half your strength to do exercises in the cold season or in the spring. That means when the weather is slightly on the cooler side, use half your strength to do exercise. Okay. And that too after consuming snigdha bhojana. Dry, what you call, just eating chapati, dry chapatis or dry bread and all those things doesn't work here. You have to have a little bit of oil, milk, and all those things getting into your system before you actually, for a person who's doing regular exercise, okay, he should not be completely away from oil foods and all. No. So, Ardha Shakti, use only half your strength to do exercise. Don't do a lot of exercise and get extremely tired because you have got other things also to do, right? So never burn everything out when you do exercises. Push, it doesn't work here. Use only half your strength. Okay, so these are the half your strength only in the colder seasons when it is actually comfortable to do exercises. In the other seasons, like hot seasons, even lesser than half your strength. That means very, very mild exercises. Okay, and after Vyayama, what do you do after exercise? You have to rub your body. Okay, you can do Mardana. We call that Mardana. You actually pat your body so that you act any spasms and all those things, you actually relax it. Okay. So this is how to do it. Now, contraindications. For any vata or pitta roga, that means where you don't have strength, where you're emaciated, or you have got too much of heat in your body. Disease condition, not a prakriti person. Okay, in a disease condition, you don't do vyayama. Okay, kids and elderly people need not do vyayama. But nowadays, kids are always on the system, on the computer, on the mobile. They're extremely sedentary. If you look at, when Ashtanga Hridaya was written, probably about 1600, 1800 years back, okay, 300, 400 AD, Acharya never ever thought that kids will be the most sedentary age group, in this world. Now it's happening. That's the way it's happening right now. He thought that kids will run around, move about, never sit in a place, so they need not do exercise. Same thing as elderly people also. Once you're old, you don't have to focus too much on exercise. But nowadays, kids, they have to be put in a sport and they have to do physical activities. Okay. Then a person with indigestion, the sense if you have got indigestion, never do exercise. Also immediate, that means during the process of digestion, when you have eaten food and when the food is getting digested, don't do exercises. Okay. Then what happens when you do over exercise? Over exercise leads to excessive thirst, loss of body emaciation. You will have giddiness. Too much of exercise you will have breathing issues. Okay, you can start asking a question. I see one question there, no problem. You will have cough, especially we see in the gym when people lift a lot of weights, things which are very difficult to lift. They also have cough. We have got injury to the chest. Okay, urakshata we call it. Urakshata can also be fatal. Okay, people get heart attacks when they lift weights beyond their capacity, when they do exercise beyond their capacity. Vomiting can also happen when you do exercise beyond a certain limit. Okay, in Ashtanga Hridaya, Acharya says, doing over exercise is like a lion, okay, trying to kill an elephant and then dragging it. It is practically impossible for an elephant to actually, killing might be possible, dragging the elephant. Normally what it does, it kills a prey, it drags it, takes it to a corner and starts eating, right? Okay, trying to do that, trying to drag an elephant, so much of effort. Never ever do that. Use only half your strength. Okay. So Amrit, Ramesh, let me start answering your questions. Walking is also an exercise in Ayurveda. Yeah. See, there you see a lot of people who say walking is not cannot be considered as an exercise. But there are two things. Let me put it: physical activity and physical exercise. If you're just walking in your house, you have worn a watch. You're walking there, walking here, doing that, doing this. You're doing all the work, chores at home, little bit here and there. Those things cannot be considered as exercise. Yes, you are physically active, but exercise is something which you do consistently. So walking in the form, if you do brisk walking, maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, your heartbeat from 80 can go up to 120. Okay, that is cardio. Yes, walking, if you do brisk walking on a regular basis, it can be considered as walking. Provided if you're an elderly person, yes. If a young person, probably you can do more. What about Pahalwans in Akhada who do heavy workouts? Isn't it against the Ayurvedic? Yes. So under the Pahalwan means, they are wrestlers. Okay. He's given the Hindi name for Pahalwan. So heavy, see, bodybuilding, wrestling, and all, in my opinion, is not exercise. It is basically a sport. Okay, you eat more than normal food, and you do more than normal exercise, and most of these people, okay, they don't lead a healthy life because they have got internal injuries and external injuries. In my opinion, bodybuilding or weightlifting, for even wrestling and all those things, cannot be considered as exercise. Exercise is basically to keep yourself healthy. This is a sport. Yeah, Hyoka. Namaste. My mother, who's around 50, is suffering from hand pain, which originates around shoulder in right, and doctor said it could be starting a cervical. Okay. See, I don't know which place you are from, Hyoka. I would say that in Kerala, yes, we do have a 50-bedded hospital. Okay, and we get patients from different parts. It's a hospital, it's not a spa or a resort. We get patients from different parts of the world who come stay with us and they get treated. I understand your mom is 50, but we also have to see, to what extent the degeneration has happened, if that is a spondylitis thing. It depends, because when spondylitis happens, the gap between the two spine reduces, and there is a pinch in the nerve, and that nerve which supplies the arm, when it gets pinched, you get the pain, numbness, and all those things. Okay, so probably she is somebody who is overusing that part and not doing any exercise at all. We can definitely handle that. Let's see what best we can do. Samriddhi, what is the right posture of sleeping? The right posture could be Vama Bhage Shayanascha. There is one way we say that you sleep on the left side. Okay, but that actually applies to adults. Kids, see, kids are exempted from a lot of things. You sometimes see kids who sleep on the tummy, who sleep on the side, who sleep with the head down. All weird positions they sleep, and they are very comfortable. So as far as kids go, let kids sleep the way they want to sleep. But as you grow, okay, you become an adult. There are people who are still comfortable sleeping on the tummy. If you're very comfortable sleeping like that, you're used to it, I said go ahead. But since she's asking me the right posture, I would say sleeping on the side, on the left side, would be I don't say the right or wrong, would be a decent posture. Okay, some people lie flat also. If you can sleep really well, good, no problem. Which is the best exercise according to Ayurveda? I just said that word, right? Karma Samarthyam. Okay. Samarthi, what kind of work you do decides what kind of exercise you do. Okay. If you are somebody who is, standing and doing a lot of work, you have got a chance of getting varicose veins. So your exercise should be to see that you strengthen your legs and your calf muscles really strong, so that you don't get varicose. So your exercise is different from a person who's sitting. For a person who's sitting has got a chance of getting back pain, lower back pain. So he has to do exercises which will actually take care of his back. So when I meant karma samarthyam, the exercise, there is nothing like the best exercise, a good exercise. But any exercise you do, use only half your strength, but do exercise regularly. What about 24-year-old? Can he push his limits? Not gym, just cardio exercise like push-ups and biceps, etc. Push-ups and sit-ups. Okay, Hayoka, I would still say don't do it. Um, Anything in extreme is not good. It can be exercise also. It can be anything. Okay, it can be eating also. It can be sleeping also. It can be talking also. Okay, aniyat pratipadam sarva dharmeshu madhyamin. Every walks of life take the middle path. Don't overdo. You might be a 24-year-old guy. Your gym instructor might be telling push, or your instructor might be telling come on, one more. You can do it. I'm not for it. Okay, I say use only half your strength. So what happens here is, you are only, last time we said you are only eating half your stomach. When you're eating only half your stomach, you need to do only exercise half your strength. Okay, sleep well, eat little, exercise moderately. Uh, Suggest best pre-exercise food. There is nothing like the best pre-exercise food. Okay, you can get up in the morning and you can do exercise on empty stomach. And I'm not telling about bodybuilding or going to the gym and pushing iron here. I'm telling about normal exercise where you're using only half your strength to do. You can do it on empty stomach, because exercise actually increases vata and kapha. So vata and pitta, and it reduces kapha. So doing exercise in the morning from 6 to 10 is where the kapha kala is more, where you are getting up and you're still heavy. That time when you do exercises, you'll actually pull down a lot of kapha. So a pre-workout, okay, pre-exercise food doesn't hold good here. But by and large, if you're somebody who does regular exercises, eat food on time. And as I said, it should be snigdha bhojana. Don't eat too much of dry food. Yes, Niti, the best time to exercise. Yes, it can be in the morning. Evening also is not bad. Okay, when you are somebody who wants to stay fit, morning is enough. But if you want to lose weight, okay, you can actually do a little bit of workout in the evening also. But I do not say that you have to do twice daily. Okay, first of all, you have to inculcate the habit of doing exercises pretty early. As a child, if you're a parent, see that your child who is 3, 4, 5, start doing exercise on a daily basis. For that, you have to do exercise. Your child should see you doing, and the child will accompany you. Catch them young, because exercise is not a comfortable thing. They should fall in love with physical exercise. Okay, so if you are used to it, you will not put on weight. You will be basically healthy. So doing in the morning or evening. If you say you don't get time in the morning, that doesn't mean that don't do in the evening. Morning might be the best, but if you can't find time in the morning, at least do it in the evening. Aravind, indigestion is something, where the Agni is actually struggling to digest the food. Okay, so when you do exercise, okay, you see, going for a small walk here and there is not what we meant by. You can do it. You can drink a little bit of hot water, take a stroll like that, but never do exercise, because when you do exercise, the blood supply actually moves from the gut, from the stomach to the other part of the body, because the muscles are also working there. So you have got indigestion and your body is finding it difficult to digest. The moment the whole body focus goes to other part of the body, the indigestion will go up. Going for a small walk is not what I meant. Okay, don't do strenuous or exercise per se. Yes, if that suits you, Subhash, skipping, it's okay. But I would say you should also add a lot of things into it, because skipping is always jumping on the same spot. Jumping on the same spot, in a way, is not very good for your heart when it goes up like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. So I would say jogging or running is a better thing, because you are going like this. Okay, the heart is actually getting a cushion, but going up and down like that, jumping on the spot after a certain age is not good for the heart. Samruddhi, is sitting on easy chair cause the internal organs to be hanging state when reclining back on this kind of chairs? Um, See, internal organs will not hang or do when you sit on an easy chair. But the thing is that if you are always sitting on an easy chair, you will have a very, very, very bad posture. Okay, if you are somebody who is doing exercises on a regular basis, then lot of things are handled. Okay, even your agni. So that's why I said, lagavam deepto agni, your agni really goes up. You will digest food faster. Okay, the problems with having wrong kinds of food here and there also is taken care, because you are actually burning the food. So if you're somebody who is actually doing a lot of physical activity and keeping your body strong, then driving for a long time or riding on the bike or sitting on the easy chair and all might not matter too much. But as I said before, don't overdo the sitting, don't overdo the riding and driving. Okay, wrong posture for long term will always have a problem. There is no equivalent to omega 3 in Ayurveda. Okay. Now, I think you were there from the beginning of the class. Okay, if you are there, it's very clearly said that snigdha bhojani, a person who is doing exercise should have snigdha bhojana, or food which is lubricated, ghee or any oil, not deep fry. Okay, you can't have things which you can't have dry foods. Okay, so I don't want you to focus too much on omega 3. Okay, only thing is that you try to eat which is balanced, which is traditional food for you. Add ghee into it, or add some other oil which are used to it, and have milk or milk products or whatever it is. Traditionally, whatever food you have, you can have. If you're a non-veg, yes, you can have meat, you can have fish. If you're not a non-veg, don't have those. But see that you have food on time, and the food which you are used to, which your body is genetically used to. Everything the body will take care. Ayurveda does not focus on icing. We don't see it anywhere. Okay. But if you look at injuries, when you put ice, what happens is you are numbing that area. So when you have got a sprain or an injury which happened, probably in the first stage, fresh thing, you can definitely apply ice. That is not a problem. But after some time, once that injury settles down, cold wrap or cold things don't work. That is where you have to basically apply heat. Okay, so injury or swelling, heat or cold is decided upon when the injury is. If it has just happened right now, yes, a cold pack will help the swelling. You'll feel better with the swelling and pain. But if it happened some time back, then warmth is much better. Rest is definitely necessary, because you have to give time for that area to heal. What asana is good for? It depends, Niti. There are a lot of asanas which are good. Okay. One asana which I always recommend to people is Bhujangasana, or the snake posture. Okay. That is actually good for the lower back. Then one other exercise which you can do is lying on your face down. If this is your head and you're lying down on your face, these two are your legs. Lift one leg, one, two, then leave it, lift it 10 times, and then this leg lifted 10 times. That means you're lifting your leg backwards. So your lower back is actually strengthened. Okay, there are a lot of exercises we can do. But Bhujangasana is one thing which I would say is good for backaches, but still get guidance. Tulsi seeds are, yes, they might be good in micronutrients. I've got no idea about it. But as I said, Hayoka, you might find a lot of things around which are good in a lot of things. That doesn't mean that we have to eat everything. Okay, as I said before, what you are genetically or traditionally used to, even the land, suppose, see, I'm from Kerala, I'm from this place, and if I live in this place and I live and I drink the water from this place and I eat the food which grows around this area, it is much healthier for me. Okay, but if I move from here to some other place like probably Rajasthan, or if I go to Kashmir, it is so cold or so hot for me. Okay, and my change of land might actually not make me that healthy. And then if I try to eat all kinds of food which I'm not genetically used to, I can get weaker. So I would always say recommend you to eat food which you are used to genetically. Don't look for that nutrient, this nutrient, those nutrients. Those things don't work. If you have a balanced meal, okay, you'll be healthy. How much time after doing exercise can one have anything, water or food? I would say just wait maybe about half an hour to 45 minutes. Let your body cool down, and even for a shower, I would say wait for another half an hour to 45 minutes before you can take a shower. Give that time for your body to automatically cool down a little bit, and you don't have to take a shower in extremely hot water. Warm water is enough. Okay, so I would say wait for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Let things settle, because when you have come for an exercise, everything, the acids, the hormones, the enzymes, everything is in a hyper mode. Give them some time for it to settle. Half an hour to 45 minutes, in my opinion, would be ideal. I'm getting excessive sweat, breathe harder even after a few days of walking exercise, suffering from ankylosing spondylitis. What kind of exercise regime can I follow? Okay, so you have got ankylosing spondylitis. That is autoimmune condition. You have to be very careful about your exercise routine, because you can't afford to fall. Okay, if your AS has been confirmed, that means your spine is extremely brittle. You've got a chance of falling and what I call injuring your spine. So I would say if you are on the heavier side, you have to cut down on the food you eat. Eat only half your stomach. So your calorie input should actually go down. If your calorie input goes down and you start losing weight, the stress on the spine will also go down naturally. Okay. And I would say that you should focus more on stretching exercises, all kinds of stretching exercises, rather than doing things which are strenuous. You can do any exercise, but you should be aware that you can't do anything jerky. Okay. I have heard that, Arvind, but I am not very sure about that. It might be true, it might be wrong. So just because you breathe slower, so what they say is, uh, if you reduce your breathing by half, then you should live double your age, right? Slowing your breathing will actually help you in increasing your vital capacity. The lungs will actually, you fill it completely, push it. That is the exercise for the lungs. Pranayama is basically exercise for the lungs and internal organs, because you are creating pressure within. Okay, so it expands and you hold it for some time, then the oxygen and everything gets absorbed really well, and then you slowly leave it out. So if you practice that, not only your physical health but also your mental health will improve. And if your physical health and your mental health improves, Aravind, definitely you are going to live longer. Okay, number of breaths might be true, might not be true. Yes, Hariharan, yeah, that's a good question. Eye related exercise. See, every organ needs exercise. There's the theory of Lamarck's theory of theory of use and disuse. If you use, you'll be able to use it. If you don't use, you'll not be able to use it more. Okay, same thing with fingers or hands or legs or neck or whatever it is. Same thing with the eyes also. Eyes, the eyeball is actually supported by a lot of small muscles. If you keep on doing those exercises, the muscles around the eyes, when they get exercise, they are put into strain. So to manage that strain, blood supply has to rush to the eye muscles. Definitely it will improve your I wouldn't say it will improve your eyesight or something. It is very, very good for your eyes. Do exercises regularly, irrespective of age. Excessive sweating can be nature wise if you are more of pitta prakriti, which I feel you are, because you said you have also got ankylosing spondylitis. Okay, pitta prakriti people have got a tendency of sweating more. Okay, and then you have to see that you don't consume food which increase pitta more. That means spicy food, sour food, or salty foods. Don't consume those in excess. No alcohol, no staying awake at night. You also cannot do too much of physical activities or exercise. Okay, and so sweating is something. If it is sweating because of your prakriti, if it is because of a condition, probably if you are overweight, if you've got too much of medas, there is always a chance of you sweating. You have to lose weight, but the moment you start losing weight, you'll see that the amount of sweating also goes down. There's a constant feel to push the feet on any surface and place the feet above the hips. Yes, it could be that when that means you are not comfortable in any position, is definitely your vata has gone up. Okay, and so for a person like you cannot do too much of exercise. Your rest time has to actually be really good, in the sense you should sleep early at night and sleep really well for minimum of 8 hours, applying oil on the body on a regular basis, taking a warm shower. Okay, eating food which are predominantly oily, ghee mixing, not deep fry, and predominantly sweet foods, not sweetened, not sweet. Okay, not laddu jalebi, sweetened foods like rice, dal, ghee. Okay, all sweet foods. If you eat them, you will feel much better. Since 7 to 8 months or years, I'm having almost no appetite. Consider I was a doctor till the time I take medicine, I feel hungry. Once medicine stops, again no hunger. I'm slowly losing hopes of getting back hunger. I think you also, Samarthi, I think you also have to make a little bit of change in your lifestyle. I think ahara, vihara, aushadha. Those are the three levels in which we handle a disease. Ahara is a food, vihara is a lifestyle, and if these two things are okay, the third thing, the aushadha or treatment might not be necessary at all. So, in the order of importance, food is the most important thing, lifestyle next, and medicine comes next. So, when you feel that when you take medicines, you feel okay, then in my opinion, some things are not setting right as far as your food and your lifestyle goes. I think that is something which has to be addressed. Why Ayurvedic medicines contain more ingredients combined, whereas it does not recommend a combined food while cooking or eating? See, medicines are entirely different, because what? Virya Pradhanam Aushadam. Okay, Aushadam is basically potency focused. Rasa Pradhanam Aharam. Food is basically taste oriented. They are entirely different things. Okay, even though we say food is medicine, that yes, I do agree. I don't say totally no to that. So when we make a combination of medicines, we will never actually add things which contradict, but you will see a lot of ingredients which they have got a common purpose of acting on a certain condition. But food is not like that. Food is something which you consume on a daily basis. So medicines, it's only temporary, right? If you take medicine for a continuously for a longer period of time, that also get converted into food. Action of that also goes down. Okay, so medicines are different, food is entirely different, Harrier. Effective remedy or medicine for pigmentation or melasma on face. That black discoloration is basically due to vata and pitta. Okay, and it is in the kapha area. So this is not a very easy thing to manage, nitty. But I would say, first of all, it's always good for you to go and consult an Ayurvedic doctor, nitty. They are not external thing. Just by applying externally, you will not feel okay with it. You have to take internal medicines, and I would also say, depending upon the condition, you also have to pour medicines inside your nose so that this whole area is decongested and blood supply starts coming to your face. Okay, so nasya is very good. Okay, in certain cases of discoloration, we also do bloodletting. We remove blood. Okay, we apply leeches. So a lot of treatment procedures are there for the black discoloration on the face. It is better that you consult somebody, Nita. Um, they come from outside India, right? That's what you meant, if I'm right, Hayoka, right? See, if you look at potatoes, if you look at a lot of things, a lot of things came from outside. Okay, some people say even rice came from outside. So we don't know. So even people who live in India came from outside, from Africa. Okay, so things will come from there and here, and all those things are fine. But after a point of time, when a few generations start, initially when you start eating, I'm telling you about 6 or 7 or 10 generations back, when people started eating these things, they would have had difficulties. But over a period of time, 10, 15 generations down the line, people get used to it, and the vegetable which is grown here also gets used to the land over here. So there is no blanket thing that don't eat that, don't eat this. If it is something which grows around you, you can have it in moderation. Okay, Hayoka. I think I'm trying to explain it the best way. Okay, I don't say, but certain conditions, skin conditions, we would say, okay, avoid brinjal, avoid. There are a lot of things that those are specific conditions. But as food, if you go in moderation, I think you can go ahead. Uh, See, breathing happens, you have got the diaphragm, but the abdominal muscles also work when you breathe. Okay. You can't just hold your tummy tight and breathe. Your lungs will not get filled at all. Okay. If you are what do you call, talking about Kapala Bhati or something where you actually breathe with your abdominal muscles, that's a different kind of breathing altogether. Normal breathing, yes, you have to take the support of the abdominal muscles, but you are actually the primary objective of breathing is to actually fill your lungs with maximum oxygen, so that that oxygen gets diffused into the blood which comes to the lungs, and that oxygen goes to different parts of the body from the blood, and the blood brings the carbon dioxide or whatever it is back to the lungs. It again gets diffused into the lungs and we exhale it out. So don't confuse about a lot of other pranayama things, but breathing is a very, very simple thing. Yes, you can go to a chiropractor if the chiropractor is actually a good one. Okay, if chiropractors, the difference between what a chiropractor does and what we do is we take time, we apply oil, we loosen the place up, we heat it up, we loosen the place up before we actually do a lot of things. And we believe that once you have applied oil, you have greased it really well, and you apply a lot of heat, the body actually relaxes a little bit, and with minimum effort, the body actually rectifies a lot of things. But a chiropractor does it dry, cluck, 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 cluck. If the chiropractor is good, then probably it's okay. Okay, if you want to consult me offline, then you have to come to Kochi. If you want to consult me online, yes, then you can definitely I can probably type it down, www.drnambi.com. drnambi.com is my place where you will find a link you can click and you can fix up a slot. Probably you'll have a waiting period, might be about 4 days or 5 days, might be depending upon how many slots are filled. You can consult me online, no problem at all. Is it okay if I do not sweat even after kilometer of walking? Yeah. See, there are no hard and fast rules. Like, when people say you have to drink 3 liters of water, you have to drink 2 liters of water, you have to have this many grams of. There are no hard and fast rules. Everybody is made differently. As long as you don't have any issues with all those things, Mallikarjuna, you have been made in a different way, and accept it, and I think it's fine. You don't have to sweat too much. I don't sweat that much, but I sweat moderately. you know it See, Santosh Kumar, I understand. It all depends upon your condition. As I said, there are a lot of we also handle a lot of cases, ankylosing spondylitis cases. They come to a hospital. People are on steroids. People are on a lot of medicines, autoimmune condition, immunosuppressants. Slowly we reduce the dose. Sometimes there are cases where they have been off it, and it depends upon your lifestyle and how much you can actually put in. It depends upon the chronicity of a condition also. Yes, while doing allopathic Ayurvedic treatment, you can definitely take allopathic medicines, but I would say as much as possible, try to see that if you are not too dependent, irrespective whether it's Ayurvedic or allopathic, not too much dependent on Aushadha medicines. Try to see your ahara and your vihara, your food and your lifestyle. Okay, but I would say if you feel okay, take it. But I know the side effects are definitely going to be there. See, according to Ayurveda, it should be a 6 taste food. Okay, Shadrasopeda we call Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Tikta, Katu. Okay, so you predominantly the food when you start it can be sweet. Again, when I say sweet, it is not laddu, jalebi, pastries. No, it is sweet. Those are sweetened. I mean sweet. Rice is sweet, dal is sweet, ghee is sweet. So you can start with sweet food. Okay. Then slowly, when the next is Madhura Amla. See, if you look at Tamil Nadu, sambar is supposed to be sour, but nowadays what's happening is sambar is getting more spicier. It is actually a sour dish. Likewise, if you go to Telugu, you've got something called pulsu. Many in Kerala, we have got something called kalan, which is sour. So sour and salty food is something which you have to have in the middle of your food. Okay, sour and salty food, and then as you go to the end of the food, it becomes spicy. That means your rasam, and it becomes astringent. That means your buttermilk. Okay, so curd. Okay, curd is not something which should be consumed on a regular basis according to Ayurveda. Okay, so curd and pickle combination, uh, it's something which you have to think on. If you can basically switch to buttermilk, it will be healthier. But if you say that I am used to taking curd from so many years and doesn't give me any problem, then probably cut down the amount of curd you eat. That's all. 5,000 steps or 10,000 steps walking, which is good. It depends a bit again, Ramesh. It all depends upon what you are walking for. If you say I want to lose weight, okay, then probably 10,000 also might not be enough. Okay, just walking might not be enough. You'll probably have to do some other weight training or do a little bit of running around and other lot of things. But if you say I just want to be fit, I'm probably 70 years, 65, 70 years old. I'm not fat. I'm not thin. I'm normally built, then 5,000 to 6,000 steps would be enough. So it depends upon why you are walking that step and how fast you are walking. Um, that's a good question, Mr. Iyer. Ayurveda medicines, how, let me see how Ayurveda medicines work. Let us start from there. Okay. Now, and see, you should know that autoimmune condition comes when your immunity has been compromised somewhere. Okay. That's the reason why your immunity, suddenly this autoimmune condition, because somewhere your immunity got compromised. It could be because of stress or genetic factor, a lot of issues. And then what happens is the line of treatment is you are given some immunosuppressants or something. But what actually has to happen, the body immunity has to come back to take over so that this autoimmune condition is managed, right? So if you take immunosuppressant, it doesn't work. So what Ayurveda does is, basically in any condition, okay, it, autoimmune is not very different. The medicines and the treatments and the food and the lifestyle, everything only creates an environment for the body, for the immunity of the body to take over. That's what we do. So body is intelligent enough to take over. We only have to give it time and space. Hope I'm clear about it. Okay. So Ayurvedic treatment approach is basically to create an environment where the body takes over and handles itself. Um, Wax, don't poke things inside your ear and try to take it from deep within. Okay, most of the times, what happens is when you have got too much of wax, it slowly starts coming out automatically. But if you look at Dinacharya, okay, when we were discussing about applying oil, okay, Abhyangam Ajaret Nityam, you have to apply oil every day. Where? Shirashravana Padeshu Tam Visheshena Shileye. On the head, in the ears, and the feet, you have to apply oil specifically really well. Okay, for a person who is, you're not pouring oil, for you just take a few drops of oil inside your ear on a daily basis, you will see that the wax in your ear will never ever solidify. After a point in time, it will slowly start coming out. You can easily take it out from the exterior. You don't have to dig deep and take it. It will not solidify. So getting that application of that one drop of oil every day, okay, less than a drop, okay, just applying it like that, it will slowly start getting in. That is something a part of Dinacharya. If you do that, your hearing capacity also will improve. Health of your ear, will improve. It is not true, Hariharan. Okay. Valli phalanam pravaram kushmandam vata pittajit. Valli phalanam pravaram. Okay. It is the best among the fruits which grow on creepers. That's it. Are you able to understand that? So among the the fruits which grow on the creepers, Kushmanda is the best. Okay, you can have this. Okay, it is Kushmandam Vata. It reduces Vata and Pitta. It increases Kapha. You can have. Okay, it is native vegetables. You can have it. We are coming to the end of the class. Samriddhi, this is a very interesting thing. Okay, according to Ayurveda, rice, tamarind, especially rice and tamarind. Okay, if some it also some texts also say about what do you call jaggery to be consumed only after 1 year. Okay, so you harvest the rice, keep it as paddy on top. After 1 year, you take it and consume it. It is actually healthy for you. Same way about tamarind also. We still have got the tradition. We do it at home. Once we get the tamarind, fresh tamarind, we pound it with salt. Okay, and you make it in the shape of a ball. We call that chana. We make it the shape of a ball, and you store it and you consume it only after a year. What happens with that is, fresh tamarind is so sharp, it is not very good for you to consume. But if it gets old, it becomes black in color, that's okay. That is actually healthy when taken in moderate quantities. Samarthi, I hope I answered your question. What would be the most effective home remedy? Okay. What you do is you take half a teaspoon of hing powder, that means asafoetida powder, and half a teaspoon of roasted cumin powder. Add a little bit of salt into it. Mix it with warm water and drink it. That would do it probably every 1 hour or 2 hours. Most of the gas will get released, and the water you drink after that, let it be slightly on the hotter side. Apply heat on your tummy if you've got a hot water bag. You know what, air expands with heat. It will get released up or down somewhere. Okay, most welcome, Ramesh. I don't want to go there, Hariharan. Okay. When you say about economical, I don't know what you mean by economical. Okay. There are a lot of hospitals which are, you know, rates are pretty high, but service also might be really good. There are a lot of hospitals where you might feel it's economical, but the service might not be good. Okay, I would say you actually take recommendations from people who have gone to a hospital. Okay, and they feel good. Once they recommend you, that'd be the better place for you. I would say the hospital the Nagarjuna hospital which I work for is actually a very good hospital. That's what I would say. Kottakkal is good. But there are a lot of good hospitals in Kerala. Okay, so I don't want to get into that, Hariharan. Sorry. Pulihore is basically a healthy dish. I don't say no, but as I said before, the tamarind you use, if you use a 1 year old tamarind, that would be better. Okay. Which oil is best for Abhyanga? If you don't have any oil, in the sense any medicated oil at home, normal tilka tel, that means sesame oil, is the best for oil. So when you look at the text, when Acharya says taila, okay, you don't have to ask which oil. When he just says taila, it always means sesame oil. Okay. Otherwise, he has to specifically say whether it's coconut oil or groundnut oil or mustard oil. But if he just says taila, taila is sesame oil, and sesame oil is the best oil for you to do Abhyanga. Water enema is not something which we see in Ayurveda. Okay, we don't do that, because for us we have something called vasti, where we don't have jalavasti. Okay, so for IBS and constipation, I would not recommend water, because water actually makes the system even more drier. The moment water comes, everything comes out, the system gets very, very dry. For us, when there is constipation, we actually resort to taila vasti, we resort to oil vasti, not water vasti. Okay, for IBS, I don't think you have to do any enema. internal medicines would be more than enough, because anyway you are passing motions. In irritable bowel syndrome, you'll definitely be alternate constipation and diarrhea, but you'll be passing more of diarrhea. So I don't think you need enema there. So Shyam, I don't think so. I think I've answered your question there. How long to take this? I would not recommend water enema to be taken on a regular basis, because it actually depletes your body from a lot of micronutrients. Like drinking too much of water, people say 3 liters, 4 liters of water every day. You pass a lot of urine and you lose a lot of micronutrients. So everything should be in moderation. Okay. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next week with some other topic. Okay. Good night.